Throughout the years, many philosophers have opined the past is the past, so we can't change that. The future, well, that's yet to happen. Our only true reality is the present moment. But in reality, can we always escape our past? Well, that brings us to today's film. This is the Kazdoy Closet. I'm Kazdoy, and that's my closet full of all the stuff that I love. And today, a film in which the characters are completely haunted by the ghosts of their past. Let's check it out. Today we're going to talk about the fifth and penultimate film in this wonderful box set, After Dark, Neo-Noir Collection, Volume 1. We've done episodes on the first 4 films already. You can check those out if you want to. But today we're looking at the 5th film, and that is Flesh and Bone from 1993, a little over 2 hours long, in color. This one takes place in Texas, and it begins with this horrific incident involving this young boy. Then we fast forward 30 years later. That boy is now a man, and he's trying to escape his past, but certain people are not allowing him to do that. And no more spoilers, no more plot details, really. This was written and directed by Steve Kloves. He only directed one other feature film, which was The Fabulous Baker Boys, but he wrote the screenplay for 7 Harry Potter films. Our lead actor is Dennis Quaid. He plays the boy who's now a grown man, and he's quite good in this. It's a very quiet, restrained performance, very internal. And he actually was originally from Texas, and he has over 100 acting credits, including Wyatt Earp, Inner Space, and The Right Stuff. And at the time he made this, he was married to his co-star, Meg Ryan. Now, some people might think Meg Ryan is a little bit out of her element here because it's a pretty tough character she's playing. Now, the book that comes with this box set is pretty critical of her in this role, and also says that people might think this was kind of a vanity project since they were married at the time, and maybe that's why the film didn't do too well. I don't know about that. But yeah, Meg Ryan she's okay. She's still a little too cute and perky for a role like this, where she's supposed to be this tough girl who's been through a lot. But she's better in her light comedic roles, like When Harry Met Sally and Sleepless in Seattle. She's a little more suited to that, her screen persona at least. Gwyneth Paltrow shows up in here. She was only 21 years old when she was in this, and this was her first big film role. And she's pretty good in this. She's this kind of girl who lives on the streets and very cynical, and she likes to con people. She actually goes to funerals pretending to be one of the bereaved and looks in the coffin and takes their jewelry off the body. So she's kind of a interesting character. And she won an Oscar for Shakespeare in Love, and she was also in films like Shallow Hal and Royal Tenenbaums. But the real standout in the cast, this is not going to be a surprise, is James Caan in a supporting role. He's scary, he's edgy, he's violent, really good in this one. I don't have to go through his filmography. You know what James Caan's all about. I did do an episode about the film The Gambler that he starred in, if you want to check that one out. And one of the extras on this, he's interviewed, and he says, "Hey, this was great. I showed up for 4 weeks, did my work, and got paid." The entire shoot was 3 months, but he showed up for 4 weeks and did it. And once he shows up in this film, he has such a gravitas as a actor and on screen that once he shows up, we know things are not going to go well. Now, visually, like I mentioned, this entire film is shot in Texas. We're talking about these small little towns, these rundown motels in the middle of nowhere, flat land, big sky, and it's really basically a road movie as Dennis Quaid's character goes on his route, his daily rounds from place to place. His job is he runs a vending machine supply business. So he goes from place to place, resupplying the machines and getting the money out and maintaining them, etc. And he just says that he likes his routine. He goes to the same places every week. He eats at the same places, he sleeps in the same hotels, and he has a different woman in each place, and he likes it that way. Why does he like that routine? Because it's a structure that he needs because of this terrible thing that happened to him when he was a kid that he's trying to avoid thinking about and trying not to confront. So this routine is comforting to him. And so he's running from his past. We have the Meg Ryan character running from her past of bad relationships and abusive husband. There's a scene early on where she confronts her abusive husband. That's actually quite good, kind of funny too in a way, but also quite good. And as far as neo-noir goes, well, you do get this overwhelming sense of fate and doom hanging over these characters for what happened to them. Quaid is this haunted person. Paltrow is this cynical, sarcastic girl. And then Caan is a dangerous, really dangerous guy, and he's got the toughest dialogue in the film, actually. Thematically, it gets into, evil. Is evil in your blood? That's why we have the title Flesh and Bone. If somebody in your family's evil, does that mean you have no recourse but to be evil yourself? Can we ever escape the ghosts of our past? Those are some of the ideas floating around in this film throughout. So I really like this one. I'm going to give this 4 chickens out of 5. Why chickens, you ask? Well, one thing that the Quaid character supplies is one of those chicken tic-tac-toe games that you see in carnivals and stuff where you play against the chicken to see if you can beat him in tic-tac-toe. And I like chickens. I think they're funny. So 4 chickens for this one. So what's on this disc? Well, this is an imprint disc. It's part of that box set I showed you. It has a commentary by the writer-director, which I did not listen to. It has some short interviews, about 10 minutes each or so, with the editor who says this was her favorite project to work on, and with the production designer. And then these 3 short 5-minute archival interviews with 3 of the actors that are not very good because the interviewer's pretty lame, actually. So where can you see it? Well, here's the good news. It's showing right now on Amazon Prime, and it's on Paramount Plus, and you can rent this, and you can always buy it, of course, just on its own if you want to. You could even try your local library. You might have it there. So, Flesh and Bone, one of the better ones in this box set. Feel free to leave a comment or suggestion down below. As usual, I want to thank Michael and Tina for your comments, and Diod for your comment, even though it was just one word. Leave a thumbs up. Don't leave a thumbs down. Subscribe would be great. Share this with your friends and neighbors. We reached our goal of 425 subscribers. We have a new subscriber, Franz Kafkar. He's alive, I guess. And feel free to subscribe. I'm going to give my usual spiel. I'm not selling anything. Subscription is free. I don't have a Patreon. I don't have a eBay store. Just here to share my love of this stuff with you folks out there in the darkness. So thanks so much for subscribing and helping us reach 425. Our next goal, can we get to 450? Let's give it a shot. Also, we're on Letterboxd. That's free too, under the Kazdoy Closet, where I write about films that I've seen that I don't talk about on this channel. There's a link down below to get to the Letterboxd app to see us there. And I just posted a couple of reviews, one for the film Megan and one for the film Nocebo, little horror film that I never heard of before. So, hope you like this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. See you next time.